name is Celine. I'm from Seattle, Washington, and I go by Starsmitten. I just like to stream video games. I was actually born in Korea. I lived there for like 4 years, and then I moved to the States. I was actually learning English in preschool in Korea. I think my parents were trying to set me up to come to America. However, like learning a language in a school is completely different than trying to like apply it real time. And I just struggled a lot speaking English. And I struggled like making friends. It was the first time where I felt like I couldn't do anything on my own. Like I remember that as a 4-year-old, I was so like frustrated that I had to ask my mom, oh, how do I ask kids to like play with me or like hang out with me? And like she'd have to answer everything for me. And like there were so many times I would just like pronounce a bunch of words wrong because my parents were pronouncing words wrong. It was a struggle. It was a big struggle. I remember like begging my parents to take me back to Korea, but obviously that wasn't gonna happen. Not only was the move from like country to country really hard for me, we moved a lot. I moved to like 3-4 different elementary schools. I moved to a completely different middle school, and at this middle school, basically these kids had known each other since they were like born. It was really jarring for me to get along with the kids because they had already like really grounded friend groups, and it was just so hard for me to like fit in with anyone. I honestly struggled a lot connecting with people just because, like cultural differences and stuff. And so I ended up just wanting to spend a lot of time to myself. I like let go of like trying to like get close to people. I just wanted to finish all my games.
Sister did was sleep and eat, so my mom was thanking the heavens for this blessed
Like, I think I grew up, like I had a Game Boy Color at the age of 5. And then I think I just kept with gaming ever since. I played like a couple of PC games here and there, like Age of Mythology, Zoo Tycoon, a little bit of StarCraft. The only reason why I played StarCraft is because we were family friends with a lot of other households, and all the dads worked at Microsoft. And so they were kind of like low-key-ish gamers, so they played StarCraft. But I never played it the proper way. I would literally play it on like multiplayer with me and my cousin, and I just slam all the cheats, like show me the money, like power overwhelming, black sheep wall, like all of that stuff. That's all I did. I just played with a bunch of cheats, but it was fun. I think my first online game was MapleStory. I played MapleStory, I remember, because I was 11 and you had to be 13 to play MapleStory. So I lied about my age. I said I was born in like 1992 instead of 1994. So I played MapleStory when I was 11, but even then, I didn't really interact with online people too much. I actually played with my IRL friends. All my IRL friends like to play video games, so we grew up gaming together. So I never felt the need to like actually befriend people online. They were just all strangers to me. So since I've always liked gaming, all my friends in high school were people who also liked to game. They introduced League of Legends to me in senior year of high school. So I told myself I wouldn't start until I finished my college apps. And I followed through with that. I'm very responsible despite my addictive personality. So I did my college apps, and then in January, I started League of Legends.
Wow, Summer Search is great! What is going on?
I started streaming as like a hobby. I think in like 2014, it was like a once a month kind of thing. But like through that, I made like a Twitter, and then I became friends with a couple of girls who are already in the Twitch scene and like played League of Legends. I became pretty close to Kimmy. Back then she was Angel's Kimmy, now she's Plushies. And she asked me to go to like Korea together randomly for her sponsor event. So I was like, sure, why not? Sounds fun. So I went to Korea with her. We became really, really close. And in Korea, we met up with a League player named Lustboy. I ended up translating a lot of things for her, translating things between the two of them. I just spent the entire time translating. And then Kimmy was like, you should do this for like your job. You're really good at translating. And I was like, I've never thought about it, but sure, I'm down. And so I just like made a tweet being like, any esports team looking for a translator. And the Phoenix one picked me up. And that's when like I had my foot in the door for like esports, I think. After Phoenix 1 ended, a couple of my friends pitched the idea of like starting a streamer house. And so we made like Just Friends. It was a disaster. You can ask any of us, we'll all say it's a disaster. It was just because like, I think like a lot of people haven't had roommates before, that was one thing. The house functionally was a mess. But I was so busy trying to keep like the house together, I just had like no time to stream. And so that was just like a disaster, but it was fun. We all learned a lot, and you know, you just become closer to people when you go through crap together. Everyone wanted to push streaming together, and so they just like encouraged me a lot, and they were like, I think you have potential. I think you really can do something with this. And I just like took that into mind and started trying, I think. I didn't know if I could ever make it something profitable, but it was definitely something I enjoyed. It was just like mixing a good balance of like being able to socialize with like my friends, like playing games with my friends, but also playing games.
This Discord chat right now, as
I actually think I would never have been able to do this by myself. Not a single bit. I would have either A, given up, B, never even found success, C, it's just impossible to do something like this without a support group. Because the problems you face as a streamer in this industry are so unique and new, and if you don't have anyone to like talk to and understand about what's going on in all our lives, I think it would have been like a mental struggle and almost an impossible hurdle for a lot of people. The problems are so unique and new that I think we really all needed each other to kind of like overcome and get through everything. There's like a lot of things that like I think streamers understand what they feel from each other. Chat can say something and like they can be really desensitized and insensitive. If you bring that up with like an average person, they might be like, it's just an internet comment, like ignore it kind of thing. But it's like not that easy, and it's like stuff like that, like we understand that each other struggle with. Everything in our environment is like socially so new that it's just like new feelings, new emotions, new situations, and you just want to feel like understood.
Like do something with my love for video games, because I've just been gaming my entire life.
Honestly, I watch more streams than I stream myself. And the kind of streams I like are just like streams that give me a sense of comfort. I'm partnering with Verizon to do an upcoming cat stream. What it's gonna look like is just like me playing video games. There's gonna be a bunch of cats around me, and they're all available for adoption. And so I just like to give people that kind of feeling. I don't know, like I've always like struggled in feeling comfort growing up, just because I felt like there was like a big disconnect between me and just like people around me who didn't play video games. But now that there's like this world, like a place that people can resource of like for video games and like find people who have like similar understandings or similar interests, I really like giving people like that, like a safe space to just like talk about what they want to talk about.
I don't even know if I'm supposed to be talking about this stuff on stream, but I might as well, because who knows, maybe it'll help someone.
I know like everyone's in like one chat box, but like everyone has like lives I have no idea about. And so for me, it's like really important to connect to my community on that level, because like I want them to feel just as important as like they make me feel important and stuff. So. What I've discovered with streaming is the coolest thing is to be able to share your experience. Experiencing success alone is not that cool. I think the coolest thing about our friend group, or just like my community, just like everyone who is involved with me in like my success or their success, is that we're all experiencing success together. And it's like, it's so cool to be able to see everyone's like timeline, to celebrate together. We're able to like look across and see like all our friends or like my community and be like, oh yeah, I remember that for you, or like, oh, that was such a good time. I think I think that's the best part. So I don't really know what's to come, but I think whatever it is, because I have my friends in my community, it's gonna be a good time.